Today, Donald Trump had an old lady DoorDash McDonald's to the Oval Office. And of course, hilarity ensued. Let's take a look.
So Hasan Piker just dissected one of the most dystopian moments from Trump's presidency, using a struggling elderly DoorDash driver as a political prop while she can't afford her husband's cancer treatment. This perfectly captures how American capitalism repackages systemic failure as heartwarming content. Let's break this down.
Like, every part of this is so perfectly American, okay? The White House doing a SpawnCon for both DoorDash, which is a byproduct of the gigification of the American economy. The fact that it's an old lady doing the DoorDash itself, wearing a DoorDash t-shirt. The fact that he's also purchasing McDonald's. Every aspect of this is so cooked. Totally ridiculous. But, of course, it's just the fucking reality.
The gig economy has forced 36% of workers over 50 into precarious employment just to survive. What we're seeing isn't entrepreneurship. It's economic desperation dressed up as opportunity. Sharon represents millions of seniors who should be retired, but are instead delivering food to pay medical bills.
Bro said, let's have a press conference about the Hormuz Strait with the old lady DoorDasher. Unbelievable, bro. Like, you're the president. How do you not recognize that, like, this wonderful old lady doing DoorDash should probably pay for, like, medical bills is devastating. Like, in a normal universe, if we lived in a normal universe and not this abnormal universe that we live in the United States of America where, like, everything is distorted, we would look at that and go, well, that's a policy failure. Why is this wonderful old lady doing DoorDash? What a spectacular policy failure this is. She should be at home, maybe tending to her grandchildren. She should be at home with her kids, with her grandkids. Instead, she's out here doing DoorDash.
In Germany, France, or Canada, Sharon would have universal health care and a pension allowing dignified retirement. But American exceptionalism blinds us to obvious solutions. We've been conditioned to see individual struggle as inspirational rather than recognizing it as policy failure that demands systemic change.
It quite literally was because of her husband's medical bills, dude. Sharon Simmons, the DoorDash grandma, was just a part of Trump's photo op at the White House. Says on Fox News that no tax on tips helped her because she couldn't afford her husband's cancer treatments. Bro, this reminds me of the poverty porn stuff that they blast off, where they're like, child with leukemia opens up a lemonade stand, or 75-year-old walks to work every day so that the rest of the workers chip in to get him a bicycle so he can bike to work every day. It's like, dog, that's not a good thing. That is a clear-cut representation of how busted everything is. Americans look to stuff like this and go, wow, how wonderful. What the fuck?
Poverty porn serves a crucial ideological function. It transforms collective anger about systemic problems into individual emotional catharsis. Instead of demanding universal health care, we feel good about a GoFundMe. It's engineered to prevent political action by redirecting our outrage into hollow inspiration.
Well, what this really means for me is, as they said last year, my husband, he was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. Sorry. During that time, I was able to take some time and take him to his appointments and, be there with him. But, as you know, going through treatment, even with insurance, you kind of break the bank. And, we pretty much went through our savings. And so when I found out about the no tax on tips, I was like, this is incredible, because this, it's not going to replace my life savings, but it's going to help certainly with future doctor's appointments and future things that, we have going on.
Sure. How much go ahead. Sorry.
It means a lot.
Medical bankruptcy affects 530,000 American families annually, even with insurance. Sharon's story isn't unique. It's statistically predictable. Trump's no tax on tips policy is a Band-Aid on a severed artery. Real solutions would be Medicare for all and debt forgiveness programs.
How do these people not realize this is a clear-cut indication that things are fundamentally broken in the United States of America? It's so cooked. People see that and go, oh, hell yeah, what a wonderful story. Oh, isn't my president so nice? It's like, no, man, this is busted. This is actually busted. Like, we're treating regular Americans like cattle. Yeah, heartwarming. American society forces old grandma to work to her grave to prevent her husband from dying. I think more of the older generation understood what socialism fights for. We'd have a lot more socialism in this country.
The New Deal generation understood government's role in protecting citizens from market failures. Decades of neoliberal propaganda have convinced Americans that the state helping people is socialism, while corporate bailouts are somehow capitalism. This ideological shift explains Sharon's situation perfectly.
Every moment she spends not working next to this clown is $1 less for her dying husband. I mean, I'm sure she probably got paid for it, right? Like, that's not
Best and sweetest. I don't know exactly what sweet is, but when it relates to oil, it's a good thing. But they're coming to our country right now. There are many boats coming to our country. Now, it could very well be this is going to be settled before then.
What's your percentage on if they even tipped her? I think he gave her $100 tip. He said he gave her $100 tip. Even that's like a little bit crazy. Like, you're the president, you're a multi-billionaire. You have an opportunity here to just like drop a stack on her. You know what I mean? Like, give her life-changing money, and he just won't even take it. It's a great opportunity for propaganda for him, and even then he didn't do it. It's like, that's light work, man. $100. $100 is light work. Strange.
Extreme wealth inequality requires maintaining desperation to function. If billionaires actually solved problems, they'd eliminate the cheap labor pool they depend on. Trump's $100 tip while sitting on billions exemplifies this perfectly. Just enough performance to seem generous, never enough to threaten the system.
Buddy, what are you doing? Oh my God, turning around and asking the random old lady DoorDasher as the motherfucking president, do you think men should play in women's sports? That's crazy. That is unbelievable.
I really don't have an opinion on that.
You don't.
Aha!
I'll bet you do.
No, I'm here about
Pizza.
no tax on tips.
Yeah.
He didn't like that response. He's like, shut up. Just tell me what I want to hear, stupid lady. Give me a moment. Give me an opportunity to talk my Very awkward. Also, low key, that's the average hog as well. The average hog is like, the average Trump supporter is like, I don't really give a shit about this. Like, can I just get my tip and fuck off?
Notice how Trump immediately pivots to culture war talking points when Sharon won't play along. She maintains dignity by staying focused on actual material needs while he desperately seeks validation. This reveals how disconnected political theater is from working class reality.
So there's a fact check on this as well. The senior says she made under $22K total income last year, so she wouldn't actually owe any federal taxes and would gain nothing from the no tax on tips policy anyway. So even the person, I mean, this is such a sad state of affairs.
$11,000. You know, my tips were over half of my income from last year.
I mean,
So-
that's a life changer.
Yes, it is. It is. And when, you know, like I said, when you're dealing with someone that has gone through
Bro, this shit is so depressing, man. How are people looking at this and being like, wow, how wonderful? It's just so
cancer and, you know, you love them. You don't want to lose them, so you do everything that you can.
The cruel irony is devastating. Sharon earns so little she pays zero federal income tax, meaning Trump's policy literally cannot help her. Yet she's being used to sell it. This exemplifies how regressive tax policies benefit the wealthy while using the poor as propaganda props.
It's so funny that she couldn't even say that she voted for Trump.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, the one thing that I just in leaving, we've had more good press for a change, having to do with the fact that people are receiving more money from their tax refunds than they ever thought possible.
Sharon's reluctance to express political support speaks volumes. She needs healthcare and economic security, not partisan theater. Meanwhile, Trump conflates tax refunds with poverty relief. Classic misdirection that treats symptoms while ignoring the disease of wealth concentration.
Incredible stuff.
This entire spectacle represents late-stage capitalism perfectly. Billionaire presidents using struggling workers as props while implementing policies that primarily benefit the wealthy. As Trump continues military escalations globally, remember that Sharon's story reflects millions of Americans one medical emergency away from destitution.